Hello everybody, welcome to Abba's Hand. Today I'm going to be drawing a picture of Wordgirl in my own drawing style. Now at first I was pretty confused as to which pose I was going to put her in. I knew it was a flying pose though, and then I got an idea. I figured that I would have Wordgirl just cruising through the sky with Captain Huggy Face on her shoulder. Now, usually I study drawing male anatomy, or boy anatomy, let's just say. I haven't really been studying female anatomy a whole bunch, so I'm not entirely sure just how good this came out, but I think I did good enough. I'm a pretty big fan of Wordgirl. I've been watching her for a long time. And then I decided to do something that I've never quite done before. Draw a picture of her in my own animation. I'm trying to make sure not to give her too much muscle definition, because generally females aren't quite as bulky as men are. And I'm almost always drawing individuals with pretty bulky arms, so I had to kind of figure out a way to compromise this time, and I think I did well enough. They certainly do have some kind of muscle definition, and Wordgirl, she's slim but pretty fit looking, so I tried my best to replicate that in my art. Now it's time to get started on Captain Huggy Face. No disrespect to the people who designed Captain Huggy Face. I kinda like the name and it certainly fits his character, but I'm just wondering. Captain Huggy Face? Seriously? Like, okay. Just saying, just saying. But whatever. I mean, like the name. I've never heard that before in my life, but okay, whatever they want. It works. It really does. I've never really drawn a monkey before, and thankfully, Captain Huggy Face isn't a very complicated monkey to draw. Just do a head, and make his arms a little bit more muscular, because this time he's actually a male monkey and a pretty fit one as well, so I could actually not worry about adding too much muscle definition here. I mean, of course I can't make him super bulky, he's a slim monkey, but just saying. I mean, not really, he's a little bit egg-shaped in the picture, but I'm just saying. Returning some of these here lines because I got rid of them when I was doing the black thing, and I'm making his hand larger because, gotta keep the size consistent. I don't want my work to be sloppy. Now that Wordgirl is colored in, I figured I would adjust her eye size a little. I mean, her pupil size a little bit, because they look a little bit too big for me. But now she look like she done saw something real screwy, so I gotta make them a little bigger, and that looks good. Now I'm gonna thin her neck down a little bit. Now I'm trying to get rid of the black outline so that when I go into GIMP and make it look, like good, I don't have to worry about the black outline. While this is a slightly more tedious part of the process than everything else, it is a very rewarding thing and allows me to worry a lot less once I go into GIMP. So it's definitely worth doing. I'm just coloring him in, and then I'm gonna get rid of his outlines too. I mean, some of the outlines. I don't want to get rid of the ones that put one part of his body in front of the other that's the same color, because if I do, then I'm gonna have to calculate the shape once I go into GIMP and then add a whole new outline, so I leave those. Like the fingers aren't like completely separate, they're touching each other. The line that shows that I need to keep. Now make his eyes white, because this ain't George Shrinks. He actually has eye whites. I'm not saying that no eye whites actually look bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying this ain't George Shrinks, so don't make it look like that, Now all I gotta do is add the sky in, and it will be ready for GIMP. It adds some glow, a reflection on the eye, and that works. GIMP time. I'ma do how I always do. Start with the sky. Add a nice gradient, and then add the clouds. I'ma add some heavier clouds below them, like more of a bit of a blanket of clouds, because I want it to look like they're floating like above the atmosphere, nice and high up in that sky, And I think it kind of makes it look like that. Now, my idea, as you can see here, was adding the sun behind them so they're dark and the reflection of the sun is going around the rims of them. But first, I figured I would still kind of add the shadows like around their bodies to make it look 3D first. I've never really done this before, but I thought that if I just make them dark and go straight to the reflections, it would be harder to make it look like 3D after that step is done. So I'm adding the shadows now, then I'm gonna darken them and add the light around the rims of them afterward. And I'm no expert, but I think it looked pretty good in the end. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Now I could come behind and add that glow. And I think it worked. Also, if any of you people watching happen to be art experts and have any tips or tricks for me to improve my art, I would be more than thankful if you could give me any. I'd really appreciate that. Can't forget to add that nice highlight to our monkey over here. Also, I've got a question for you people. Who is your favorite Wordgirl villain? Mine is, I'm kind of torn between the Whammer, Dr. Two Brains, and Chuck the Evil Sandwich Making Guy. And for those of you who don't know who Dr. Two Brains is, the name might make him sound really weird and creepy, but don't worry, he's perfectly fine. Anyways, Dr. Two Brains, Chuck the Evil Sandwich Making Guy, and the Whammer are my favorite villains. For a couple of reasons, actually. The Whammer, he slams his fists together and creates shockwaves, which knocks Wordgirl and Captain Huggy Face all out of whack. Dr. Two Brains, his personality is a little funny. He has two henchmen, and he's just always trying to turn everything into cheese. Chuck the Evil Sandwich Making Guy, the way he talks and sounds is always kind of shy or unsure, kind of, and he's a very likable character. So, yeah, he's one of my favorite villains as well. My favorite character in Wordgirl is, well, Wordgirl and Captain Huggy Face. Actually, that's true for a lot of shows. My favorite character is always the main character. But I also like a lot of the other characters. I really like doing shiny objects that have like a lot of reflections because I could add some shine in certain areas like a light highlight here then a dark highlight there and make it look all crystally and stuff. And it looks nice to me. I like it. And I tried to replicate that a little bit with their eyes as well. That's what I was doing with that little yellow ball on the top of Huggy Face's helmet. I was about to say Huggy Wuggy. That's two totally different characters. Anyways. Wow, I never even noticed that. Two characters with the first word of their name being Huggy. How cool is that? Now, the picture itself is just about finished. And here it is. But at the last minute, I thought of adding a nice trail. Like the trail that you see behind Wordgirl when she's flying at high speed. I decided to add that and make it look cool. And I think it looked pretty good. but I couldn't decide whether or not to have it look as though her feet was engulfed in the trail, or if her feet was like behind the trail. I almost never do trails, so I'm not too good at that, but I tried, and I think I kinda did well, I hope. Then somebody in the comments be like, "No, you ain't did good, you suck!" Hopefully that don't happen. Anyways, yeah, I decided to try all three of them. One where Wordgirl is plain, no trail, just cruising. Another one where it's engulfed, her feet are engulfed in her trail, and the third one with her feet in front of the trail. And this is the first one, that's the second one. And the next one is just her with no trail, just cruising, which is kind of the original. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I hope that everybody enjoyed. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And even if you don't, I'm just happy that you're watching my videos, but I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye. Word up.